Welcome to episode 34 of America in Crisis, Breaking the Cycle of Addiction. My name is David Hunt and I am your host. Please set your DVRs to record. This show could save your child's life. According to Middlesex District Attorney Marion Ryan, from February to March 15th, there have been 13 additional opioid deaths in Middlesex County. Our guest today is Lauren McRae. Lauren is the sister of Justin McRae. Lauren has a master's degree in business administration from F.W. Olin Graduate School of Business at Babson College. Lauren, along with her parents and siblings, are the co-founders of Macka's Mission. Lauren is also one of the directors. Macka's Mission is a nonprofit organization. Macka's Mission was founded in May 2021. Lauren lost her brother to an accidental fentanyl overdose. He passed away on February 2nd, 2020, just 10 days before his 22nd birthday. We recently had Lauren's mother, Maureen, as a guest on the show, but I feel it is important to bring a sibling to share things a parent just would not know. Macka was Justin's nickname to most of his friends and some of his family, and the organization today is named in his memory. Today we will hear from his sister about how his loss affects her to this day. Lauren, welcome to my show.
Hi, David. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm doing good. Yourself? Thank you so much for coming on this.
Yes, thank you.
I know we just had your mom a couple of months ago, about 6 months ago.
Yes.
I felt it was important with the basketball tournament coming up right around the corner. That's something I really want to push. That's so important.
Yeah.
And there are questions you can answer that your mom can't.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's face it, kids don't tell mom and dad everything.
I know. And there was 4 of us total, so yeah, we had a lot of good times.
And mom and dad has unlasting love. It does what the kid does. They're going to love the child forever.
Yep.
As a sibling, you can tell them where to go, and if you're going to hang out with them, there's a reason, obviously, that you just found some good in them.
Yep, I agree.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I, grew up in Woburn like the rest of my family. I live in Medford now, so I'm just down the road. I do work full-time. I work for a local home health care agency. It's called Innovive Health. And we work primarily with patients who have mental health complexes. So it's, both within my full-time position and within Macka's Mission, I'm really happy to be able to work, with mental health being the background. I'm really passionate about that.
Oh, yeah, right now behavioral health is the big thing up and coming.
Absolutely. So I've been there for almost 13 years. So I stay very busy doing that and with Macka's Mission and trying to still make time for my family and my friends and just try to enjoy life to the fullest.
I've seen so much change now with COVID, with people being trapped inside. I've said this on a couple of shows, that if you're trapped inside with nothing to do, or you can't go out, sometimes you're with your friends, and then you get into trouble because there's nothing else to do. It's, hey, let's hang out and get high. I can't go anywhere else. We're in quarantine.
Yeah. No, it is very difficult, and I honestly think so much, and we thought so much during COVID. Justin had passed away just before COVID hit, or maybe it was here, and we just didn't know it yet. And, that's what we thought of all throughout that year and moving forward is just how people can be in isolation and dealing with those challenges and trying to stay sober every day with the isolation. It was challenging for me. I can't imagine how challenging it would be for someone who's in recovery.
Thanks to the type of work you do and all the professionals out there.
Yes, absolutely. And I work in the back end, so I work in operations management, supporting the nurses out in the field. And what I've seen from them prior to COVID and especially during COVID and now is just the tremendous, just how brave and how much they just continue to move forward. And despite any circumstance going out to see our patients. And sometimes, the nurse is the only person that patient sees throughout the day. So I really, really commend our nurses out in the field.
And you're going to be thankful. In fact, Tufts is building a big, huge center out in Malden. They just got their permits in their building so they can take down the old building. And it's great. And part of the Mystic Valley Regional Behavioral Health Center as a volunteer on the coalition, and the work that these people do, especially in the behavioral health segment. They're opening up this big center to treat people.
Oh, that's great.
It's just amazing. It's the old building they had. They're demolishing it, and they're going to have a giant center for
Oh, wow. I didn't
treatment.
know that. I
Oh.
didn't know that. I live right near Malden, so I'll have to drive by and check it out. That's fantastic.
Now,
That's-
without getting too personal, let's talk about you for a second.
Yes.
What do you do for fun? Without getting too
For
personal.
fun, I like to go out and try new restaurants in the area. I like to read, spend time with my family and friends. Summer's coming up. I do like to garden. I try to do, veggies and herbs and fruits and things like that. I think summer, I love summer. So really just getting outside, going to the beach, going to the pool, getting that vitamin D I really
Nice.
like. So I like to travel too. So just kind of your regular
You're
average
just a normal
things.
everyday girl.
Yeah, yeah.
And you got dragged into all this, so.
Yes, yes. I know, unfortunately, but trying to do the best that I can and that my family can, with the backgrounds that we have and the resources that we have to help other people.
So you started, what's Macka's mission like? What's the main goal of Macka's mission?
The main goal, I think we have a few goals. I think one is to raise awareness about addiction and overdose, and along with that is really reduce the stigma associated with these. I think it's something that for the longest time, even as I grew up, is something taboo, that you don't want to talk about, or oh, did you hear so and so is an addict? And being an addict or having a mental health disorder or something like that, it's something that can happen to anybody. It doesn't matter, what background you come from or where you grew up. And so we really want to get that out there and that it's okay to talk about it. The other part is really trying to raise funds for people who are actively in recovery. We've met a lot of people in the recovery community right here in Massachusetts and in New England, and it's such a great resource of people. And all the funds that we raise, go towards those who are actively pursuing their recovery.
Now, let's get to know Justin a little bit. What was your brother like growing up? Was he young? First, don't tell me your age. Was he younger or older than you? I know no one wants to say their age on TV.
I'm definitely not saying my age.
I won't even do it. I've been 30-something shows. I won't tell you my age.
He was 10 years younger than me, so that will show you that
Stop doing the math.
Yep, no math, but he was 10 years younger than me. So yes, there was an age gap between us. So I'm the second of four, and he was the fourth of four siblings.
Now, what did you guys do together when you hung out? I know from when your mom told me you guys were hung out, you were like friends and buddies, which is good to have. That's a great relationship to have.
Yeah, I think with all my siblings, we hung out. We liked to, play games outside. We had a pool in the backyard, so in the summertime, we were in the pool nonstop. Also, video games, Mario Kart, Mario Party. Those were the types of games that we played with our siblings, and then also we have a lot of cousins that we're close with, and just neighborhood friends. And so, yeah, besides, sports and things like that, were all things that we like to do.
We'll get into sports in a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Other than sports, what did you guys do to hang out? Did you go bowling? Why? I have no idea why people do, but it's still there. But what did you do for entertainment? Go to clubs?
No, not clubs. I would
Concerts,
say
something.
probably bowling sometimes. As I said, when we were young, we liked to just kind of play games, made up games outside, video games. As we got older, all my family's really into music, so we did go to a lot of concerts. Justin played the guitar,
Okay,
so
yeah, that's your mom mentioned that.
yeah. So he was, always kind of acting like a DJ for our family parties. Oftentimes too, we would just get together and hang out in the backyard with our friends and with our neighbors. We would have what we like to call driveway parties, and we would just hang out in the driveways and listen to music, hang out, talk, and just kind of be present with each other.
Well, that sounds good. Sports. Your mom had mentioned he goes to a lot. He played sports. Did you personally go to his sporting events?
Yeah. Yep. When he was younger, I would go to his baseball games. I would go to his soccer games, rec basketball. That was a big one that I remember going to a lot of. And then as he got into football, every Friday night I went to his football games as he was a captain on the Woburn High football team.
Nice.
And even before that, he was, a starter on the football team. So every Friday night, looked forward to going to the games, watching him play, watch the team play. My family would be there, the other teammates' family. There was a lot of great memories that we had, watching those games and rooting for Justin and rooting for everybody.
And as you guys started getting older, did you still hang out, or did you go your separate ways?
We still hung out. There's a 10-year age gap, so that there got to be a little bit of an age gap with me, and then he wanted to hang out with his friends. He had a lot of friends he was very close with. So despite the age gap, though, there were still things that brought us together, whether it be sports, even just watching sports at home. We like to do that. We would watch, Patriots games every Sunday, playoff basketball.
Yeah.
I know basketball and hockey are here right now,
Oh, yeah.
playoffs. Go to concerts, listen to music, things like that. So,
What was his best concert?
His best concert, we all went to see Tom Petty just a couple months before he had passed away. We all went as a family, and that was, all of us were there. It was a really great memory. We listened to Tom Petty growing up, loved Tom Petty, and we all got to go and see him, and just a couple months before he passed.
Okay, viewers, put the calculators down. My best concert was a Tom Petty when he went to Boston at the Boston Garden, when Stevie Nicks came on as a guest and did the Stop Dragging My Heart Around.
Oh.
I was there for that one.
That is incredible. That's incredible.
They're calculating my age.
No age.
So you guys weren't just brother and sister, you were good friends.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Justin, do you remember or have any idea how old he was when he started using drugs and got introduced?
I think by the time that I started to learn was probably in his late teen years, and his early 20s, and that's when things started to become more present to me and to us as a family. I'm sure there could have been things before that, but I think that's when it started to get more serious, is his late teens.
Did he come and share that with you, or did you just find out on your own? Did he confide in you and say, sis, hey, guess what, I've been tried last week?
Yeah, I wish that he did, but it was something that I found out on my own, that my siblings and I found out on our own, through seeing some behaviors and, seeing what he acted like at certain times. So we had to, do some deductive reasoning there.
Do you remember what the first drug was he started using?
So I know, he might have dabbled in alcohol and marijuana. The first drug besides that we knew of was benzodiazepines, Xanax. Mm-hmm. So that, I believe, was kind of his primary drug of choice, was the benzodiazepines.
Yeah, they're easy to get without the side effects unless you start abusing it.
Yeah. I think so. I don't know myself, but yeah, and I think they sell them on the streets now, and always going to be careful what's in them. But
sell everything on the street now.
Yeah, I know. Very dangerous.
Well, the thing is, people start using it for a reason, and then it messes with your metabolism. You can't get off the stuff.
Yeah, and I think oftentimes it becomes a coping mechanism, and I think we saw that with Justin, is that he might have been experiencing whether it be anxiety, depression, or other mental health disorders, and it was a way for him to self-medicate and temporarily feel better during that high. And I think that happens with a lot of people, unfortunately, and I think that's what spiraled.
Well, I've heard that people that are on them, they'll have during the day 10, 12 cups of coffee, and they wonder why they need a benzo, but they're having 12 cups of coffee bouncing off the ceiling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could not have 12 cups of coffee.
I can't even finish one anymore.
I know. I try to stay away.
So when you found out your brother was started to use drugs, how did that make you feel?
At the time, I felt really helpless. I wanted to help, but I didn't know how to help. And I think one of the things too is I didn't really know what to say. It comes a line where you want to know and show someone that you're there to support them, but you also don't want to be too pushy or push them away from you. And I really felt helpless.
When he started getting his treatments, do you know what they were? Can you share with us where? You don't have to say company names, but what did he get for treatment? Yeah,
I'll never forget. I believe it was a Wednesday back in September. I know I had an important work meeting that day, and I got notified from my mom that Justin very bravely admitted that he had gotten addicted to opioids.
Oh.
So I, went over, we researched, we didn't know what to do. I didn't know, how to help someone. So we're Googling as a family how to help someone who is addicted. And we ended up later on that same afternoon, we drove him to Portland, Maine, where he was in detox for 7 days. And then we got him into a rehab facility in Massachusetts, and he was there for 28 days. At the time, he wanted to come home, and we didn't believe that was the best thing for him to do. We thought, from what we've been learning, that the longer you're in treatment,
Yes.
the better it's going to be for, you're going to have a better outcome. So we encouraged him to go into sober living, and he was in sober living for a few months. So he was sober for about 5 months, and was actively attending and even leading AA or NA meetings when he had passed away.
Speaking of passing away, there's the hard questions. Now, as we said before, this is not live. We can stop taping at any time and come back and just chop things out.
Okay.
Where were you when you found out your brother passed?
I was on my couch. I'll never forget. It was a Sunday morning, February 2nd. I got a call from my parents earlier that morning that they hadn't heard from Justin. My dad had gone to see him the day before, had some difficult conversations with him. We're trying to find ways to support his recovery. They called me because I guess he had said that he told his sober home that he was with me. So they had called to see if he was with me. I wish he was with me, but he wasn't. So I tried to get a hold of him. I tried to reach out on social media or ways that I could see even if he could read my message, even if he didn't respond to it. I kept checking. He hadn't, read my message. And then I got a call from my sister-in-law not too long later on that Sunday.
How, as you as a person and a sister who loved Justin, what was that like for you to get hit with that news? How was your experience?
It was just heartbreaking. There were so many emotions that came over me. It really was the worst day of my life, and the start of the worst, week of my life, with everything leading up to it, and the wake and the funeral. But those emotions that came over were just, confusion, anger, just dread, disbelief. It's like you don't believe that it's actually happening.
Yeah, of course.
And I wanted to be there for my family. We had a family friend come and pick me up and, bring me to the house so I could see everybody. Even the drive to get there felt like it just took a lifetime for me to get there, to be with my family. It was just awful.
Even though you speak at rallies and you speak at these gatherings and vigils, I understand, obviously that must take a toll on you as a person. And I'm sure this haunts you day to day. It doesn't get easier, does it?
It doesn't get any easier. I think, as time goes on, maybe you get more adjusted to the fact that this is reality, but there's still times every day, every week where I'm like, what? Like, Justin's gone? It still doesn't make sense. And I know that people have explained it this way before, but I agree, it truly just feels like there's a hole. Like, physically feels like there's a hole in your heart that just can't be filled. It's just missing. But, we try to move forward. We try to get together a lot as a family and do things and try and think as positively as we can. But there's always those moments.
Oh, of course, you're up there speaking about it, and suddenly it hit you.
Yeah, and it hits you like a ton of bricks, and you don't know what is going to cause that, or what when it's going to end. But it comes. It's very difficult.
It's so funny to this day. Obviously, I had recent surgery for a medical condition, and my doctor did the nicest thing in the world for me. And I can't even talk about it. I almost break into tears that they did something so nice, because I'm very limited what I can do right now. And it has a lot to do with food and surgery. And I was terrified to eat. And few days after surgery, the doctor wanted me to know how much I could eat, because I was afraid to eat anything because everything would explode. And I didn't even order the food. I said, there's a mistake. She said, no, your doctor wanted you on Valentine's Day while I was in the hospital to see how much you can actually have so you're not afraid to take more bites than necessary. And I was almost in tears when they said that she wanted you to see for yourself. This is how much they measured. So you can go, and a couple nurses came up and they said they didn't want you to be alone on Valentine's Day night. So when they were gone shift, they just stuck their head in the door to see how I'm doing, just so. And they were just so nice of people. Mm-hmm. But I know what it's like. And even today, talking about it, there's some people that are so good in this world that I could almost choke up and cry about it, that they took over and above their job just to make sure I was doing good. A simple stick your head in. Hi, I'm the nurse across the hall. Just wanted to check on you. How you doing for Valentine's? Just simple little things. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that type of emotion hits you when you get up on stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've met so many people along the way, either in the recovery community or not in the recovery community, mm-hmm. even just our family friends that have just been so supportive. And the recovery community, that everyone that we've met, they truly, truly want to help other people. And that's one positive thing that I try to remember throughout all of this, is that there are such good people out there that are trying, even if it's something small, like you're saying, check in or just see how things are going, that they're really trying to make a difference. And, that's one of the positive things that we try to remember and keep going.
So almost, according to the state and according to the feds, we lost about 100,000 people in the U.S. last year to some type of overdose. They all didn't go out and form companies. Why did you, of all people, form this company called Macka's Missions? What drove you to this, and mm-hmm. how do you get the courage to get up there and do it?
So I think what drove us as a family, I feel like within the first couple months we talked about it, like we don't want anybody else to have to go through what we've gone through. Mm-hmm. So whatever we can do to help somebody else and help another family so that they don't need to feel this way, that helps us sort of get through the tragedy that we've been experiencing. Even if, we've said it from the beginning, even if we can help one other person, that will help us move forward, knowing that we've lost Justin. Obviously, we want to help more than one person, but even one. And I think, for us, it was really a means to kind of work through it, to face the facts, but try to use his story as a way to hopefully help other people. Justin was a great kid. He grew up, in a good family, in a good community, liked to do all the regular things that kids did, as I mentioned, sports, music, hanging out with his friends, captain of the football team. Yeah. And this is still a tragedy that ended his life. And as sad as it is and as painful as it is to share his story, if it can help somebody else, then it will have been worth it for us to do that.
Do you personally and your family have a support network? I mean, I'm sure this is upsetting every time you get up there at a rally. Mm-hmm. I mean, I saw your mom up there, I saw your dad, and obviously you were up there. Mm-hmm. And when it hits you, do you have people there for you that can help you?
Absolutely. I mean, the friends and the family that we have are just unbelievable. I wouldn't have been able to get through this without them, without each other, but also with our own, individual friends and family friends. There's still people that will come and drop, flowers and food and gifts off to my mom, in remembrance of Justin, and, visit his headstone at the cemetery. And the support and, love that we feel from other people is tremendous, and it's helped us to get through.
Now let's talk Macka's Mission for a second. Exactly what is it? How long ago was it formed? What's it do? And without getting into basketball, it's going to be a whole other subject in a little while. You obviously raise funds. What do you do with the funds, and what's your goal?
Yeah, so we founded Macka's Mission officially in May of 2021. Okay. So we're going on 2 years. We are a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization. And we started it just kind of, again, us as a family. We each came together and put some ideas together. My mom was the one who thought of the name of Macka's mission.
Okay.
All of Justin's high school friends and other friends called him Macka.
Yeah.
And it just kind of worked
It just
out
works.
perfectly. Just worked perfectly. We had a lovely family friend make our logo. And yeah, so we kind of started, what we did in the beginning was throughout, even during the time period that Justin was sober and in his recovery, we started attending family meetings through an organization called the Family Restored.
Okay.
And we learned a lot about, how to help someone, how to try and help someone who is an addict and who is trying to get sober and stay in recovery. So when all that came through, we basically went back to those contacts that we had met along the way that were truly just so inspiring. And we just kind of said, what can we do? Can we volunteer at this event? Can we bring dinner? Can we, can we fill backpacks for the homeless? How can we get involved? Even in the beginning when we, hadn't raised very many funds, even if we were just donating our time to help the cause, then that was important to us. We've also done things such as, speak. Yeah. We've spoken at different events. We've done other, media. My mom was on here, another Woburn Public Media show. I did a podcast with my brother last year. So we've tried to just get out there and speak the message. Overall, what we're trying to do, again, is raise awareness, reduce the stigma, and, get people comfortable talking about this, and raise the funds. So as you asked where the funds go, we really, again, are giving all of our funds to the local community that we've made and been in touch with since this whole thing started. So we've given funds to individuals in sober living, and we've paid for, a month's worth of sober living for them.
It makes a big difference in their life.
It really does, and we've gotten, personal thank you notes from people. We've also done several different dinners for the homeless. We've done backpacks for the homeless. We've gone and spoke. We also paid for a weekend retreat, recovery retreat for, an entire local sober house, a local sober house here in Medford, Massachusetts. So we've really just reached out to our contacts and said, we have this money that we've raised. Where can it go? Let's come up with the best, the best person or the best, fit for this, dollar amount, and how can we impact the most people with that money? So really the local community.
Well, speaking of raising money, and this is the reason I actually brought Lauren back to the show. Normally I don't do back-to-back guests, it never happens, but this is a fundraiser that's coming up that is so important, that touches so many people and raises such important funds. I absolutely had to have her back on the show. I had Mom on like 6 months ago, but June 24th is the big date. What's happening on June 24th? Where is it happening? What to do?
Yeah, so June 24th, we have our second annual 3-on-3 basketball tournament. So last year was our first annual tournament. It was a lot of work, but it was a huge, huge success. We ended up with 28 teams. Wow. This year, we're going to have 32 teams as max capacity. So right now, we have half of our teams full. Okay. So we still have half the slots left for individuals that might want to sign up. So it's just a 3-on-3 basketball. The first half of the day is round robin games. Yes. So people are just kind of playing against each other and seeing how they seed for the playoff bracket. The second half of the day is the playoff bracket, and where whoever ends up winning will win a cash prize. Okay. And again, it was a great success last year. We're looking forward to it this year. It's at the Woburn Boys and Girls Club.
Yes, Julie's place.
Julie's place, yes. Julie has been tremendous, and she's graciously been able to donate the space to us for the day, which we're very excited about. So all the games are played right there on the indoor basketball courts. We use 4 courts, and especially in the beginning, there's 4 different games going at a time. It was truly tremendous last year to walk into the gym and just see all the players and all the participants and know that they're here for Justin and they're here for this important cause. And we're really looking forward to that this year. So it starts at 10 a.m., probably ends around 3 p.m., depending on how long the games run. But yeah, Woburn Boys and Girls Club on Saturday, June 24th.
And of course, it's 2023 for the viewers.
Yes.
We're now taping this in the end of April 2023 for the show. If someone wanted to get on a team, is there still space available for a team?
Yes, so we have a 32 team capacity. So we still have half of our team slots left open. We're looking to get all the teams in by the end of May. So we have been having them fill up pretty quickly. We recommend people to get in early. To be on a team, we are looking for people high school age or older.
Okay.
And it's 3-on-3, but we do allow teams to add a fourth player if they wish, so that they can have a substitute. It's a lot of basketball that day, so having another person in there can help to kind of swap and give people a break.
And if they miss this year, you do it every year, I take it?
Yes, we're going to be doing it every year. This is only our second one, but it's something that we had a great time with last year, and we will continue to do every year until, I don't know, hopefully always.
Now, for people with no talent like myself with sports,
Same.
what if I wanted to do something to donate? Do I go on the website? Will you take cash over the website?
Yeah, to donate, you can go on our website, so it's www.mackasmission.com. There are spots on there that can show you how to donate. We do accept cash or check. We can, we're local in Woburn, so we can always do a local pickup.
Okay.
But we also do have Venmo and PayPal.
Of course.
So our Venmo is at Macka's Mission, and our PayPal is mackasmission@gmail.com. That's also our email address, so you could email us anytime, whether you want to donate or register a team, or you just have questions. You can always email us or shoot us a message on our social media.
Okay, wrapping up. Well, I can't say final words because that's trademarked by another major TV company. Can't say final thoughts, that also is. Do you have anything else you would like to contribute that's not violating somebody's trademark out there?
I think in terms of the basketball tournament, obviously registering a team or donating is a way to participate, but there's other ways as well. So you can donate, whether it be, even a small amount of cash or Venmo or what have you. And goods and services, we're looking for raffle prizes to be raffled off during the day of the tournament. So if you are able to donate a raffle prize, or even like food or drink for the players and the volunteers that are going to be there throughout the day. We're also looking for volunteers. So even if you could come for a couple hours and volunteer at a raffle booth or something like that, that would be helpful. And we do also have different levels of sponsorship for people that might want to sponsor the tournament itself. So the prices vary with the sponsorship, and depending on which level, there will be different sort of incentives that come with that for the person or the family or the company. So, any sort of way that you might be able to get involved, and also just come in. As I said, we're going to have a lot of raffle prizes. I think last year we had over 20 raffles that we were raffling off. Hopefully this year we'll have more. So you can come in throughout the day, buy some raffle tickets, watch a little basketball, even if you just come in to stop in and say hello.
So to clarify, this is open to the public. You do not have to play basketball. You want to come in and get some raffle prizes?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
And it's free for spectators. So, just pop in and get some raffles or just say hello, and we'll be there. We're really excited about it.
Well, I'm so glad I had you on. This opens up a lot further. There's just so much that we had to say last time. Your mom just couldn't say it all.
I know,
Plus,
I know.
You're only the second sibling to come on. I think we had Alyssa Dominici in when we had Carla in, and basically Mom did all the talking, and there's so much I want to talk about with the siblings.
Yep.
And this gave you your chance without Mom taking over.
Oh, yeah. No, yes, she wouldn't. And I appreciate that. No, it was great to come on and great to be able to get our name out there and promote the basketball tournament. There's, different ways for everybody to get involved, and again, just trying to raise awareness.
And now after this show's over and your mom sees it, she's going to call me and say, "Where's mine?" You were only the second recipient. This will show up on your screen, so if you can't see me holding it.
Oh.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Oh,
There's
my
appreciation for
God.
being here today.
Oh, thank you so much.
I know your mother's going to call me. Why don't I have one?
I know, she will. We'll
Aaron
make her
was the
one.
first. I just thought of it a few months ago.
Oh, I love it so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I
This
appreciate you coming on.
was really important for me. I appreciate it.
Okay, closing. I would like to thank our guest, Lauren McRae, for appearing today. As always, thank you for watching. Please share this program with your social media friends. If you or someone you know is suffering from a substance abuse disorder or now a gambling problem, you can contact the Massachusetts Substance Use Helpline, and that's 800-327-5050. This show could be seen on a rotating basis on Woburn Public Media stations and on demand on their website and on YouTube. As always, thank you to the staff of Woburn Public Media Center for making this show possible. Please enjoy our closing theme, Rise Above the Noise by Fire Heart to the Credits for important contact information. For America in Crisis, Breaking the Cycle of Addiction, my name is David Hunt. Thank you for watching. And again, watch all the way through the music for important contact information. Thank you, and we have a great show coming up next month.
Above the noise, you hear us cry. There are people who care. Listen to the sound in the air. Rise above the noise in the air. The sound not heard is what we bear. Listen to the sound if you dare. Rise above the noise in the air. The sound not heard is what we bear. The whispers that I hear behind my back are those who never lost a child, a friend. So they lack a sense of loss, a peace that's gone with no return. Above the noise is how we cope. Above the noise is how we learn. The most important things in life I find